Heath invited two professional, ultra-serious YouTubers named Professor Stick and Godless Cranium on a stream to analyze a church sermon. But when Professor Stick left and Heath had to relieve himself, you'll never believe what happened next. You don't want me to sing, believe me. The worst singing ever. That's a song. What should I sing? Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Now my dog's singing with me. How I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high. It's like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, little star. How I wonder what you are. There you go. Hi all, before we jump into today's video, I just want to point out that I've cut out parts of the video I'm responding to because he tends to repeat himself and I wanted to respect your time. But as always, I'll leave a link in the description box and I encourage you to check out the original. Let's jump on in.
Hello everyone, the atheists are at it again, trying to ruin everything. Not really, but they are being stupid.
Well, hello there, Jesus Freak. I can't wait to hear why you think atheists are being stupid, or annoying, or, whatever. I'm sure it will be very entertaining.
A bunch of atheists got angry that a restaurant owner was giving a 10% discount to anyone that brought in a service bulletin. He knew there was a bunch of churches in his neighborhood. Thought, hey, maybe I can get some people to come in during the slow hours. 10% discount, and it was working.
Before we jump into the actual news story, I do want to point out that I don't think the restaurant owner was discriminating on purpose, or at least I don't think he was doing so maliciously. He may have been, sure, but I think it more likely that he was just trying to drum up some extra business and realized there were a bunch of churches in close proximity to the restaurant, so he tried to capitalize on that by offering them a discount. I also have family that worked in the restaurant industry, and they said that Sundays are always tough, so it makes sense that this guy would try to catch the attention of churchgoers.
Then the atheists caught wind and they got angry and started leaving nasty Yelp reviews. And next thing you know, the Freedom From Religion organization, that lovely mental juggernaut of an association, decided to send a letter threatening legal action against this guy. So of course, this guy, not being a lawyer, decided, okay, fine, I don't want this fight. Can't lose my restaurant. He decides everybody gets a 10% discount. This may work out well for him. Maybe now that everybody knows they get a 10% discount, they'll flock to his restaurant.
Now, let's have a look at what actually happened instead of Jesus Freak's biased reporting of the situation.
Justin Watson opened the restaurant about 7 weeks ago. He says all he was trying to do was stir up some business. Instead, he stirred up a hornet's nest with a discount offer to any church.
Any congregation, any religion, any area, whatever, as long as you brought me a church bulletin, I would give you 10% off of your meal for the day. And
seemed pretty
simple.
simple.
Yeah, it seemed pretty simple, and here we are.
Justin says he got angry comments from some saying he was discriminating against non-religious people. Someone passed along a form letter from the organization Freedom From Religion. It told people to alert the owner to the illegality of the practice. Jim Helton with American Atheists says it's not always clear-cut, but he agrees.
A lot of the answers in these cases is it depends. In this case, it was illegal because it was only offering to churches.
But there's not a consensus. There are discounts for other organizations. What's wrong with giving it to churchgoers?
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Jason Philibom is an attorney and a former prosecutor.
The law prohibits discrimination, and in this particular case, he's not denying service. He's offering a discount if someone does something specific, like bringing in a church bulletin.
To be on the safe side and to open the offer up to even more people, Jason has changed it.
Now we're just offering on Sunday from noon to 4, 10% for everybody.
A deal he thinks will just be more universally palatable.
Okay, now you'll notice that JF was wrong. FFRF did not threaten legal action. It was a form letter advising people about what they could do if they came across a business offering a discriminatory discount, which included approaching the store owner and letting them know that their discount might be illegal or asking them for the same discount. It also said that if further assistance was required, they could contact FFRF directly. Second, I'm not sure how the former prosecutor could argue that just because the business let them buy goods that the practice couldn't be discriminatory. The last time I checked, refusal to offer a service isn't the only way someone can discriminate. You can discriminate based on age, race, etc., and that wouldn't necessarily mean just refusing them service. However, I'm not a lawyer, so take my opinion with a grain of salt. But whatever the legal case might be, the people complaining might have a valid legal argument against the restaurant owner. And even if it went to court, which it didn't, people are allowed to exercise their legal rights and have their case heard in a court of law.
But then again, maybe the atheists will continue leaving nasty Yelp reviews and drive this guy out of business because he dare side with religious folk. We'll see how that pans out.
There's no evidence of them trying to drive the restaurant owner out of business. I know you want to play that victim card at the earliest opportunity, but it doesn't apply here. Yelp reviews pointing out a hard fact that the restaurant owner was offering a discount that seemed discriminatory both personally and legally is not an unreasonable reason to leave a bad review. Hell, the review might even let the restaurant owner know their discount might be harming his business. If those people had just said nothing but silently refused to eat at that restaurant or spread the word by mouth, the restaurant owner would have no way of knowing why he was losing business. In fact, he may not even have known he was losing business. At least this way, he was able to assess the situation and correct it if he saw fit.
Some people were saying, well, he was offering a discount based on a religious belief or a religious nature, and that is discrimination. He's a private business owner. I believe he should have the right to say this person gets service and this person doesn't. But I'm going to leave that whole right to refuse service argument out of the equation.
Even if I granted that he was allowed to legally refuse service based on religiosity or lack of religiosity, which I'm fairly certain is illegal in Ohio, that doesn't mean he should refuse service to non-religious people. And again, that doesn't seem to be the restaurant owner's intent here. He was simply wanting to drive business to his restaurant and likely didn't think about the minority of people who aren't religious. He may not have thought about the possible ramifications, and now he's being made aware.
Because A, I don't like when people are prejudiced and have discriminatory practices, but this guy wasn't being discriminatory. Anybody could have gotten dinner at a 10% discount. An atheist could have walked up to a church, walked in, grabbed a bulletin, and walked out. No one would have said anything, and he could have gone and got a 10% discount.
Actually, I think he was being discriminatory, although he was likely doing so thoughtlessly. But that aside, why should atheists be forced to go to church and grab a bulletin in order to get a discount? If I owned a restaurant and knew Richard Dawkins was coming to town, should I offer a promotion that asked religious people to go to the event desk and grab a flyer before I'd allow them a discount? Sounds silly to me. I mean, really silly. And I'm pretty sure Jesus Freak here would see the problem with that sort of discount. Second, I know a couple who owns a restaurant. Nicest people you'd ever want to meet. I often grab a bite from their place because I know they struggle. They even take into account how many napkins are given with each meal. In other words, they scrimp and save for every last penny to stay afloat. Now, I don't know how rich these churches are, but I wouldn't think that they're printing out of flyers, which costs them money, was so that people can walk in and use them as a restaurant coupon. In a way, that sort of coupon bulletin discount hurts both the restaurant owner and might be seen as discriminatory, and the churches, who will have their bought and paid for flyers being taken by people who aren't the least bit interested in the message, but only want it so they can be used as a coupon later.
You know, some people get discounts because they jump through the hoop of filling out a form and applying for a preferred card, right? You go to Petco and you get discounts on your food, on your pet food, because you took the time to fill out a form and give them your information, and they decide to give you money off your purchases. Happens at grocery stores, a lot of different establishments. Heck, senior citizens get discounts. Veterans sometimes get discounts. Armed force members, active duty get discounts.
So, a mix of whataboutery and bad reasoning here. Filling out a form is different from discriminating based on sex, race, age, disability, color, creed, national origin, religion, or lack of religion. The form isn't illegal, but discriminating based on those protected groups or classes is illegal. And even if another form of discrimination is taking place, that doesn't mean the form you approve of doesn't count. In other words, even if you found a case, let's say a form of age discrimination, that doesn't mean you're then allowed to discriminate based on religion. That's not how it works.
I'm trying to think. People sometimes, if you're a member of AARP or AAA, you get a discount, right? You may say, well, those are paid membership types of things. That's fine.
Yeah, it's fine because they're paid services, not discounts based on whether you go to church or not.
All you have to do is bring in a service bulletin. And yet the Freedom From Religion Association decides to bully a small business owner, a private business owner, and cause a big ruckus.
Like I pointed out earlier, FFRF didn't cause a ruckus. I guess when you're always given deferential treatment, it must seem like a terrible imposition when people outside your group say, hey, this isn't cool. Why do you get special treatment? I mean, the absolute horror of it all. You poor, poor man.
I think the guy was just simply trying to reward people that make the effort. You know, going to church isn't always the most fun thing to do. We like to do other stuff. Maybe we want to stay home on a Sunday and watch a big game, or maybe we want to hang out with family or barbecue. But sometimes it's a little bit of a chore to get up and get dressed nice and go to church and do that. I mean, heck, there's a commandment. Thou shalt honor the Sabbath day. We're told to honor it. Why? Because God knows that we're sinful people, we're selfish, and we probably aren't going to want to go to church.
Hey, I feel your pain. Here's the good news. Your religion isn't true. Your God doesn't exist, and you don't have to follow the commands of your fictional God any more than I have to stick my finger in a light socket because the invisible, lazy-eyed God-eating pink dragon commanded me to. Stay home. Enjoy time with your family. Stop wasting it in a pew being fed superstitious nonsense.
I just think this is unfortunate. And I would like to know from the atheists that watch my videos, do you really feel so butthurt by a 10% discount that a guy is going to give people that go to church? Does that really threaten you that much?
No, because the good news is that the restaurant owner now offers that 10% discount to all of his customers. Now the question becomes, are you that butthurt that everyone gets a discount, including Christians, that you have to make a video whining about it? A tip of the fedora to you, my good man. That's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching. Take care and cheers.